Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Hope you had a nice day. Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for July 2nd, 2021. Q's up about 1%, SPY up about 0.7, both bullish. IWM, on the other hand, down about zero point 0.9 there. We still have some time, about 45 minutes left before we get to the close. So this is the most divergence we've seen between the three. Just Qs and SPY uptrend all day, and IWM showing relative weakness. Okay. What does that mean moving forward next week? I'm not expecting it to mean too much because right now, looking at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly on the IWM, it is still bullish. So it's not that the IWM has gone into kind of a downtrend here yet on the daily, but it is kind of the most extreme divergence we've seen between the three. Could that mean something for next week? Will remain to be seen. What we'd have to see, I think, on the Qs is perhaps maybe another gap up on Tuesday and some acceleration, and then that will be pretty extended, and we can start to expect the pullback there on the Qs and the SPY, and then IWM perhaps expecting continued bearishness. I wouldn't expect, if the Qs and SPY start to come in, that the IWM is necessarily going to lead back up. I guess that's a possibility, but I'm more expecting that if Qs and SPY weaken, that IWM will actually be even weaker. So right now, Qs and SPY really, really strong, and then the IWM, the Russell names showing weakness today. Okay, so we're still going to be bullish into Tuesday, but if we gap up again, definitely can't remain bullish. Would be expecting us to kind of sell off, maybe even be a temporary top, because we are starting to finally reach a point where the uptrend is not as sustainable. Okay, notice how the daily on the Qs also is starting to peel away. Okay, so if we gap up again on Tuesday or start to run up again, then yeah, we have to start expecting correction, and we can no longer be bearish on the Qs and SPY. So we're starting to get that. Notice through all of this move up here the last couple weeks, we didn't really talk about that because we weren't getting it. We weren't getting the extension. We weren't getting the acceleration. And we still are without the acceleration, but if we get it, I think that'll be fine. And that can happen as early as Tuesday morning. Okay. All right, let's go over the plays from today. A little bit more today than I anticipated there would be. ARWR, I thought, was the best overall gap. Okay, it was very spready. Let this kind of work itself out in the morning. So even though you kind of got the drop here, that's an okay sell setup, a little bit tough. I let it kind of settle down a little bit. I didn't play it until it broke 63 here. So yeah, could have made the case that, it's already down a good amount from where it opened. But I like this base a lot, and was willing to give it a shot here. I was in it until the hourly trailed. Okay, so I think it was like 63 by 64.80. So it was almost a $2 stop, and then that last piece trailed over 62. Okay, so it did reach just a little bit shy of 2 Rs, was able to get some out, and then the last runner trailed there over 62. Okay, so not too bad on the ARWR. The big stop, of course, kept it from being a really nice play because you can see how big this bar is. The other reason I waited on this is because it reminds me a little bit of the RAD gap down. Now, the RAD did eventually follow through because it is a pretty bearish gap, but just on the day of, it kind of got stuck because you can see the support there. So I wasn't sure if the ARWR was going to be able to get through that support by basing at the lows. That's one way to deal with the support. So I was able to base there and then eventually break down. Okay, so that was good. Also gave the ALT a shot here. Really should have been played in the morning. Here's the daily. Okay, we actually played it on this day as well. and then kind of a 1, 2, 3. Right, here's the one inside bar, and then the continuation bar. Should have played this earlier. This one I was a little bit too patient on. So I did not play this in the morning and then tried it here in the later in the morning, but that was already too late. So yeah, just too late. I thought it looked okay. I like that we spent a couple hours here basing. I thought that was good enough to maybe get us the next move down. A lot of relative weakness to the Qs and SPY, although maybe IWM is more relevant for this one. And so tried the breakdown. The breakdown didn't work. Okay, there was an opportunity to kill it a little bit early, over 909. I think that's what I should have done. Okay, instead of just let it play out. Okay, because it did trigger and then immediately reverse. So yeah, I think that could have been done a little bit better. I think it was just a little bit more patient. Shouldn't, trade your P&L too much, but I also felt like, well, the ARWR is already a really nice play. It's already going to be, a decent day. It was locked in by that point, and I didn't want to get shaken out of this because you can see prior to the breakdown some kind of shakes, but it did maintain the downtrend. So a little bit late, I think, on managing this. Should have gotten out a little bit earlier, but of course, I let it, stop out, and that's fine. Okay, that's also within my plan to do. Was okay to do, and I also knew that kind of the hourly was on my side as well. That was where the stop was going to be, so I wasn't sure if that stop was going to hold or not. There are definitely some other things out there today. Nice follow through on the SWBI. This nice rollover here, and the daily looking like it's due for a pullback. Big topping tail there after this move that that this stock doubled. Starbucks was really strong. Gave you an idea on this morning to play after this pullback here, right? I think I gave like a 40-cent stop, but actually could have been played with a little bit of a tighter stop, but just kind of set up this second base here that I didn't notice. So that was also decent to play. So I thought that there were some things to do. I had pretty low expectations coming into today, but I think overall did what I wanted to do, which is focus on the best plays that I thought, the highest quality plays. Doesn't mean they gave the most follow through. ARWR, due to the spread, due to the size of the stop, really limited how much target there was and how many R's it gave, but I still thought it was the best gap and the best setup overall. Okay. I'm going to be out next week, and so there won't be any market wrap next week. It is a shortened week, okay? So just a reminder, market will be closed on Monday. All right, but you won't hear from me again until the following Monday. Okay? All right, hope everyone has a happy, safe 4th of July, and I will talk to you again in a little over a week. All right? Best of luck, and have a good weekend.